They say the American market is a gold mine for European entrepreneurs, but how do you stand out in the competitive landscape? I'm Christina Rubafe-Broaddus, the American Market Alchemist, and I believe that anyone can write their U.S. success story to amplify their influence and scale their impact beyond the borders of their home market. In this podcast, you'll hear inspiring stories and practical advice from American market experts and European entrepreneurs who are making an impact in the U.S. Tune in each week for a dose of motivation and tactical tips to build your influence and visibility in the world's largest market so you stand out, attract more clients, and turn your European business into American gold. Now, let's dive in. Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of American Market Alchemist. Today, we're diving into a topic that is especially important for European service providers, maybe like you, whether you're a coach, a consultant, an agency, whatever, and you want to break into the American market or at least get American clients to grow your business. I mean, if we just face the facts, we're living in a time when it has never been more crucial or more possible even to become the go-to expert in your field, especially if you're looking to attract American clients where there's already a ton of competition for Americans' attention. I mean, there's already a ton of competition for our attention here in Europe. In the US, it's just a lot worse. But here's the thing. This approach to becoming like the reference in your industry, or at least someone who is very well known and recognized for what you do, it's quite different from here in Europe versus in the US. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Now, when we think about making an impact, especially in the American market, there are 5 key steps that you need to take. And these steps are going to help you to stand out, build your brand, and basically just, if we put it bluntly, make more money faster because you're able to get those clients that you want for your business. All the while becoming, a key name, a reference in your industry. So we'll start with this first step. And step number 1 is to identify and understand your ideal American client persona. Now, this isn't just about knowing who you want to work with, like executives or women entrepreneurs or something very general like that. No, it's about understanding the cultural nuances that set Americans apart. Americans tend to value straightforward communication, fast results, a clear ROI, clear return on investment. And they appreciate confidence and decisiveness, I would say. So it's really crucial to tailor your approach to meet these expectations and to dive deep into what makes your ideal American client tick and how those needs could differ from the European clients that you have already. And this understanding is going to lay the foundation for everything else that we do. Step number 2 is to get your pitch right for this American ideal client persona. Now, I know that this can feel scary, daunting, especially if English isn't your first language and you're not used to the American way of selling yourself, promoting yourself, talking about yourself. Here in Europe, from what I've seen, people will tend to shy away, at least more than in the US, from bold self-promotion. It's not really done to put yourself out there in that same way as in the US. But the reality is that to succeed in the US, you have to embrace that sense of absolute confidence in yourself. You need a pitch that's clear, that is compelling, that is tailored to your American audience, which we talked about earlier, so that when someone asks, what do? your answer makes them sit up and take notice. And don't be afraid to speak out about what you do and the results that you get and how good you are at what you do, even if that feels uncomfortable at first. But the more you practice, like with everything, the more natural it will become, or at least the more comfortable you will become doing it. Now, step number 3 is to speak out, spread the message. And this is where I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs in Europe hesitate putting yourself out there, especially in a language that might not feel entirely natural for you, and you're worried about saying something that's wrong or just a little off. But if you really want to make waves in the US market, you need to be bold. Start writing articles, start creating content, maybe even thinking about publishing a book or an ebook or at least a white paper that showcases your expertise. In the American market, authority comes from visibility. So take the plunge, share your insights, and don't let that fear hold you back. Yes, it's scary at the beginning, but again, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And remember that your unique perspective and experience as a European professional can be a powerful differentiator and a big important element in your storytelling strategy. Now, step number 4 is strategic networking. In Europe, I feel like now we have, of course, lots of networking events, lots of possibilities. People realize the importance of it, but with a lot of things in the US, it's just on a whole other scale. In the US also, networking, it tends to be more direct, more results driven. Yes, it is about building those relationships, but with a goal, and that's okay. And that's why strategic networking is crucial. It's not just about meeting more people, it's about connecting with the right people who can help you to elevate your profile. This might mean attending industry events if you're able to, maybe engaging in online communities, and maybe even taking the initiative and reaching out to potential partners, mentors, clients, who knows? Because these connections can open doors to opportunities that you might not even know exist. Remember, in the US, as I like to say, we often say it's not what you know, it's who you know. And that's why networking is such a big part of making your mark and getting those American clients. And finally, step number 5 is amplifying your authority. Once you've got your pitch, your message, your network in place, it's time to raise your profile even higher, to make sure that your online presence reflects the expert that you are. When someone Googles you, they should find content, testimonials, maybe appearances in media, and even small media, small podcasts or small YouTube channels. That's okay. But they want to be able to see that you're the real deal. And this isn't about wanting to be in the spotlight everywhere. In fact, it's not even about shining the spotlight on you. It's about shining the spotlight on what you do and your ideas and your mission. And all of that is going to build up your credibility in the eyes of your American target clients. The more that you amplify your authority, the more attractive you become to your American clients who are looking for someone maybe just like you, someone who stands out in a crowded market. So there you go. There you have it. That's the 5 steps to becoming the go-to expert for American clients. It's not always easy. It might push you out of your comfort zone, especially when it comes to putting yourself out there in a foreign language in English. And of course, this takes time. It's not going to happen in 3 months. But trust me, the growth, the personal growth and the professional growth that you will experience along the way, and more importantly, the rewards that you will get from doing this, are worth it. And with the right approach, you can attract the clients that you want. Like I said, make more money faster, to put it bluntly, and even maybe become the reference in your industry. Now, if these ideas resonate with you and you're ready to take things to the next level, I would love to invite you to join me for an intimate little chat, a little get together on Zoom, where we will dive deeper into all of these topics and what this means exactly. So I'll be hosting a free virtual event on August 28th, but I want to keep it small so that I can really answer your questions and get into the nitty-gritty, as we say. Now, the link to save your spot is in the notes below this episode, and I can't wait to see you there and just help you work through some of these challenges, maybe some of these blockages, so that you can get that reward that's waiting on the other side. All right, thanks for tuning in to this episode. Remember, your success in the American market with American clients is just 5 steps away, and you got this. So now go and lead the way. Thanks for listening to the American Market Alchemist podcast. If you're ready to amplify your influence and scale your impact in the U.S. market, become a member of my newsletter community. You'll get weekly tips on LinkedIn strategy, personal branding, and digital marketing to write your U.S. success story. The link to get the newsletter is in the show notes. I'm Christina Roba-Fabradis, and I'll talk to you next time.